can't focus on what needs to get done. I'm on notice, open digital run.
Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from Planning with Kay, and welcome to another video. As promised, I'm back today with another October Plan With Me video. You may remember that earlier this month, I showed you guys a Halloween-themed bullet journal setup for October, but today I'm actually going to be setting up my own October spreads in my bullet journal using a brand new theme. Same as every single month, I asked you guys in last month's Plan With Me video what theme you wanted to see for October. And of course, so many of you asked for a black cat theme inspired by the real star of my channel, Luna. If you don't know who Luna is, she is my black cat, and you have all been requesting a Luna-inspired sticker collection literally every single month since we adopted her. And today, guys, it's finally happening. Remember that I choose my themes every single month based on your guys' comments, so be sure to leave your November theme suggestions in the comments below. And if I choose your theme, your comment will be featured in my next Plan With Me video. So I'll be creating this entire setup today using my new Luna-themed monthly sticker collection, inspired by the legend herself. Since her name is Luna, which means moon, I decided to play on that by incorporating moons and other space elements in this theme. And I purposely made it non-Halloween specific, so that way you can still use these stickers any month of the year. As usual, these are all available for purchase in my shop, so be sure to check out the link to my Etsy in the description below. And to celebrate the start of October, my entire shop is going to be 15% off this entire week. Now quickly before I get started, I'm just going to flip through the last month in my journal for you. For my September monthly spreads, I used my Fall Leaves theme and sticker collection, and this was definitely one of the best monthly setups that I've had to date. Every single spread really worked well this entire month. As always, my daily review worked like a charm to record my daily summaries, and as well as my energy and productivity each day. This was also my first month doing one of these doodle-style mood trackers, where I colored in the leaves to mark my mood on each day, and I really had a blast with this, so I'm definitely carrying this over into my October spreads. My habit tracker itself worked well for me as always, but I did have a spot this time to record water and sleep throughout the month, and this was definitely the only failure of this setup. I just really didn't like using this part, and as you can see, I ended up just abandoning it entirely. So I'll be sticking to the normal habit tracker for this next setup. This next spread is my finance tracker, and this is definitely by far my favorite planner discovery of the past couple months. Some of you know that I've been struggling to come up with a finance spread layout that works for me ever since I started bullet journaling over 2 years ago, so finding one that works really is a huge accomplishment for me. And finally, I had a categorized brain dump page for the month, which also ended up being really useful, so I'm super happy with how this worked out, and I'll definitely be including something similar this coming month. So after that, we get into all the other various spreads that I created during the month. Weekly logs, daily logs, some spreads I made for a back to school video and such. So while I flip through these, I'll go ahead and showcase some of your guys' beautiful planner creations that you've shared with me over on Instagram, either using my stickers or inspired by one of my spreads. I showcase some of the photos you tag me in every single month in my Plan With Me videos, so if you ever create a page in your journal either using my stickers or simply inspired by something that I've created, be sure to tag me in a photo on Instagram so that I can see it, like it, and possibly feature you in next month's Plan With Me video. I absolutely love seeing these every single month, and I'm always so incredibly impressed by your guys' planner creations, so be sure to keep them coming. Alright, now that I flipped through this entire last month, it's time to set up my October bullet journal spreads, and I'm starting this month's setup with a decorative October cover page. I already set up my first couple daily logs for the month on the left side of this page, as you can see, so I wanted to use the right side for my cover page to introduce the new month in my journal, and I'm just starting off by writing out October with this sort of muted blue Crayola Supertip color. My color scheme this month is definitely going to be a lot more minimal and simple than past months. You guys might know that I have been going a little bit crazy with the color in my last few setups. So I'm just sticking to blue, black, and gray this month, and the supplies that I use will be listed in the description below as usual. After I write out October 2018 and draw a circle to frame it, I'm then just filling the blank space with some moons, stars, UFOs, and a couple little Luna stickers as well to create a whimsical little space scene. So I'm now starting off my main October calendar spread by writing October in the same style as before at the top of the page. And I do get a ton of questions about how I do a drop shadow like I'm doing here. And I do actually have a drop shadow tutorial explaining it in an older video of mine called 19 Header Ideas. So in case you want to check that out, I'll link it up in the cards as well as down below in the description, since I know so many of you are always really curious about how drop shadows work. I'm finishing off the header part of the spread by using one of the large rectangular headers from the monthly kit, as well as the little monthly overview sticker. Next it's time to actually draw out my calendar, and each day here is going to take up a box that's 6 spaces wide and 5 spaces tall. This calendar setup is what I use to write down all upcoming events for the month, and this is what I'm going to reference as I'm setting up all of my weekly logs throughout October. A lot of people prefer to use the list style monthly log where you list the days vertically on the page and then write out all the events next to it. There are also circular setups that I've seen and all other kinds of monthly logs. But personally, I always prefer to use this more simple traditional calendar setup. It just really helps me to be able to see each week clearly, and I find that I have more luck fitting all of my different tasks and events on a calendar like this. If you did want to see a whole video about different styles of monthly logs, do let me know in the comments below. I know I normally only do the standard calendar like I'm doing here, but I'd definitely be down to show you guys some other styles if you're interested.
I got a fascination with your presentation, making me feel like you're on my island, you're my permanent vacation. Touch.
So I just finished this calendar off with a section for notes on the side, and then a decorative quote on the bottom right that says "shoot for the moon."
Someone needs to get done. I'm on notice, hoping that you don't run. You think I'm tepid, but I'm misdiagnosed. 'Cause I'm a stalker.
The next spread I'm going to set up is my October habit tracker. I'm making this very similar to last month's, so I'm separating my tracker into 4 categories. I personally use this spread to keep track of both work-related and personal habits, so everything having to do with my Etsy shop, my Patreon page, and my social media accounts, as well as more mundane personal tasks like waking up early and taking my birth control. So I find grouping my habits based on category just helps keep this a lot more organized, and it makes it a lot easier to fill out as well. And to label the days at the top of the tracker, I'm using the horizontal number strip sticker from the monthly kit add-on sheet. Now to decorate this spread, I'm just filling the empty space surrounding the tracker with a bunch of moons and stars, a little rocket ship, and a little space satellite as well. And I know what you're thinking, it may seem a bit far-fetched to have 9 moons in the same sky, but let's just pretend that Luna drifted super far into space while chasing a ball of yarn or something, and ended up in the area surrounding Saturn or Neptune or some other planet that has a ton of moons. She's a pretty mischievous cat, so I think it's definitely possible. And I decided to continue that quote from the first page here: "Shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars."
And I'm pretending you ain't been on my mind, but I took an interest in the things that you like. And I'm just trying to play it cool now.
Moving right along in my setup, I'm now going to create my daily review spread for the month of October. This spread serves a few purposes for me, but first and foremost, each day will have 2 lines available to jot down a summary of the day, which I love doing not only for memory keeping purposes, because I do like to go back and actually look at my old journals, but also as a reason to reflect at the end of each day. I find that this type of mindful reflection is a really good habit to get used to, especially if you're a busy person like me and your days sort of seem to melt together. It definitely helps remind me of exactly what I got done every day of the week, and it makes me a lot more mindful about how I'm using my days. Besides that, each day will also have a little box to fill in for my productivity and my energy each day, and I'm just using a simple color code for those so that the darker blues mean the least productive and the least energy, and the lighter blues mean more productive and more energy.
And I've been waiting, hoping that you'd wanna text like, ugh. And I'm just trying to.
Right after that, I'm going to set up my new mood tracker for October. I really loved my mood tracker last month where I colored in the leaves with whatever color matched my mood, so I decided to draw a bunch of moons all over the spread, one for every day of the month, and I'll color in each moon to record my mood for that day, using the same exact color code that I created on my daily review spread. I kept these moons super simple so that they would be easy to draw, so we just have some simple full moons, which are just circles, and then some crescent moons scattered around the page in some different sizes to keep things interesting. I also drew in some stars around the moons as well so that it looked a bit more like a night sky, and I'm adding in some more dimension by giving each moon a shadow on the left side with a gray marker. At this point, I was about to be done with this spread, but I really felt like something was missing, so of course I decided to scatter in some more Luna stickers across the page interacting with the moons, and I think that my favorite one has to be the little sleeping Luna in the corner. If you couldn't tell from the giant sleeping black blob that has been sprawled across the table this entire video, Luna loves her sleep, so I thought that one really captured her well.
I could be a crush, like throw you for a rush, like hoping you text me so I could tell you I've been thinking about your touch, like touch.
I'm now going to set up my finance tracker for the month, which I use to keep track of bills, income, savings, and spending. To track income, I give myself a column for each week to record how much money I made that week. And since I have multiple streams of income, I split that up into Etsy and other, and then I have a spot to add those up for the total for each week. This just works for me personally. For my own sort of work situation, I find that weekly tracking makes most sense, but you can always adapt this to your situation. For example, if you get paid every other week and you just have one job, then you could just have one space for every 2 weeks. I like to also keep track of all of my upcoming bills for the month, whether they're automatic or manual payments. I just like to have them here so I'm aware of them. So I made a spot where I can jot down the date and the amount for all my bills. Next to that is my savings tracker, where I keep track of how much I deposit into my savings account each week, as well as how much total is in my savings at the end of each week. So now at the bottom of the spread, I'm going to be creating my spending log, where I'll keep a record of all of my expenses throughout the month. I ended up barely having enough room on my last month's spending log, so I'm giving myself more room this time around, which is why I sort of condensed the income, bills, and savings sections as much as I could compared to last month. So I'm splitting my spending log into 4 different categories here, which are food, fun and play, business, and other. And this is where I'm going to jot down everything I spend money on besides bills throughout the month, just by writing down what I bought and how much it cost. And that's really all there is to this spread. It's a simple concept all in all, but it has definitely been the most useful and the most manageable finance spread that I've had to date. And it really helped me to save more money this month than any other month this year, so it's definitely been helping me out. This next spread that I'm setting up is going to have my brain dump for the month, but I'm actually going to start off first with a quote page on the left. Since my other quotes were more star and moon themed, I wanted to balance things out a little bit and make this one all about the real star of this theme, which of course is Luna the cat. So this quote reads, "One small cat changes coming home to an empty house to coming home," which is seriously true. I think this is the case of any pet really, and Luna definitely makes coming home a whole new experience. If you follow along with my Instagram stories, you may have already seen that whenever we leave our apartment and then come back home, Luna always greets us with tons of enthusiasm. Even if we've only been gone for a minute, she still loves to scream and meow at us whenever we come back. So now on the other side, I'm going to make my brain dump, which is essentially just a space for me to sort of collect my random thoughts throughout the month. I decided to make this little rocket ship sticker flying around the page to separate my 3 different categories, which are Patreon, stickers, and other. And these categories just help keep everything a bit more organized.
What I wanna do now. And I'm not trying to be with you now.
And finally, guys, we are on the last spread that I'm going to be setting up today, which as usual is going to be my first weekly log of the month. October is one of those really satisfying months that starts on a Monday, so this will be for the week of October 1st through October 7th, and I'm just starting off by making 6 little moons hanging from the top of the page, and each moon here is 9 spaces apart. These are going to be the start of my daily headers. The first 5 are going to be for Monday through Friday, and then the last one is going to be combined for the weekend. These daily sections are going to be where I write all of the day-specific events or tasks that are coming up, and they'll help provide a really nice clean overview of the week. I'm finishing those headers off with these little Luna weekly headers from the monthly kit, and I'm just dividing each day up with a black line. At the bottom of the spread, I'm going to go ahead and make my to-do list for the week, and I always love breaking my list into categories. So here I'm going to have one list for business tasks and one for personal tasks.
You make it difficult to not overthink. And when I'm with you, I turn all shades of pink. I wanna touch you, but don't wanna be weird. It's such a rush, I'm thinking, wish you were here. And I'm just trying to.
And finally, guys, that's it. Those are all the spreads that I set up to get ready for October in my bullet journal. And of course, I'm totally in love with this theme. It just makes me think of Luna every time I look at it. And it was a nice change using a lot more simple color scheme this time around. I know that all these spreads are really going to help carry me throughout the month with everything that I have going on, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me set all of these up, and then it gave you hopefully a little bit of inspiration for your own bullet journal. Remember that all the stickers that I used today are a part of the newest Luna monthly sticker collection, which is the 3-sheet monthly kit, the Cats in Space doodle sheet, and the matching functional add-on sheet, all of which are available in my Etsy shop. The link to my shop is in the description below if you want to check all of that out, and don't forget that my entire shop is going to be 15% off this week only. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you got some inspiration from this setup, be sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to leave your November theme suggestions in the comments below. To see more of my bullet journal spreads, be sure to follow me on Instagram at PlanningWithKay, and don't forget to check out all of the links to my shop, my Patreon, and all other social media in the description below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.